Hey, Robin, this is what your ass is supposed to look like. Does yours look like that?
No.
No? Well, that's a shame.
But that looks like almost a rubber ass.
I know. It's so perfect.
Let me see that ass.
Look at that ass.
Let me take that.
Seriously.
I'd like to see other shots, though.
Hey, put up on page 69, man.
Well, that's what I think. Richard probably went looking for that ass to see if it was real.
Yeah, I was looking to see if that was real ass.
Man, I know asses.
Wow. I don't know.
That is perfect.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Robin. Look at that thing.
Come on, honey.
Wouldn't know what
You
perfect
know.
ass is.
You know.
That doesn't look so good to me. Really?
Boy, that looked like I could really go to town on that ass.
Oh.
Madon. Stephanie Flickinger.
I don't look at that ass and say I'd like to have that.
Boy, that's some ass. Where'd you find that picture, dude? What were you busy?
It was on the Playboy site yesterday.
Yeah.
It looks
There
like...
Is she a new chick, or is that an old picture?
I think that's an older picture. I think she's been around for a few years, and I think she's just on their website. I don't even know if she's in the magazine or not, but
Man.
it looks like two apples. It's like a perfect ass.
I would wipe this ass.
Now, let me ask you something. Did you go looking to see if that's real or airbrushed? Did you go try to find more ass pictures of her?
Well, yeah.
I try to find some more ass pictures.
Aerial ass shots.
You know when you put two apples together, they sort of look like an ass?
I went to the supermarket and created my own Flickinger.
Yeah, I got two big watermelons next to each other.
It's hot.
Yeah, and then I put her picture under my ass microscope, and I saw no imperfections.
There was no blemishes on that ass.
Yeah.
Instead of a girl, I go to the supermarket to the fruit section.
Kiwi fruit.
Apples don't say no.
I'd rather have a really hot piece of fruit than an ugly girl.
Man, took 2 eggplants.
I got a letter about you in the mail, and it's so true. This guy's in prison, and he's writing me.
Oh, what did he say?
Oh,
He goes-
God. What do you say?
He sends me this article about Richard Christie from a metal magazine from years ago, and they're talking about how they're interviewing him like he's Ginger Baker. I mean, he's like the greatest rock drummer ever. So the guy goes, I found this article on Richard Christie, and he says, this guy was a legend in metal. He was in Control Denied, Incantation, Iced Earth, and Demons and Wizards. These are all top-of-the-line death, black, power metal bands.
Demons and wizards.
He's obviously an extremely skilled and very accomplished rock music drummer. So the question is, how in the hell can this guy not get laid?
I know.
Really?
Even the most disgusting, ugly, smelly, stupid, fat, lazy, and so on guy in a band that never makes it out of the local band scene gets chicks. Chicks love dudes in bands, any band. What's up with Richard?
Richard.
He surely isn't gay. I just think he has intimacy issues myself.
Definitely.
I'm a club comedian. I get laid.
Yeah, I know.
I spent all my time practicing.
In all my years being in and around bands, I've never seen any band members not get laid. The fact that the only dates that he has is Friday night porno dates is absolutely crazy. Is that you?
Yeah.
Get out of here. That's you? Dude, you're a rock god. We got to start recording with you.
Yeah, we got to get the losers back together.
Yeah, but definitely. You're in. Listen to this. Look at this guy.
Kill a virgin.
F you.
Drink the blood of a dying ghost.
All right. How could this guy not get dates? He goes, this is crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah. So read the article, man.
Man,
the guy goes, I love Richard on the show. He's a great addition, very funny. As for Ronnie, fire him. What an idiot. Howard shouldn't put up with his BS.
Hey, Richard,
Artie, hell yes, funny as hell. And Robin, chocolate dream come true. And
I
Fred,
agree.
chocolate dream come true.
Fred, too.
Hey, Richard, what was that?
By the way, he goes, hold on a second. I love Fred, very smart, but Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone is a killer song, and Fred should shut up about that. He called it awful. He's wrong. It does rock. And Howard, you are a genius.
It doesn't rock.
I'm a 20-year listener, and the show still kills. I'm going to miss it when you guys go to satellite. I'm in prison and can't get satellite. That's when I went always in prison.
Well, that's prison for you.
See, that's the problem, is all my fans are in prison, and they're like big, hairy guys. There's not too many women that are into metal.
There's two people in bands in history who couldn't get laid. It's Richard and Mama Cass.
Dude, Metallica, Van Halen, all those guys got
But
laid.
didn't the other guys in your band get laid?
Yeah, they did.
All right.
How would you know? Hey, Richard,
just-
how long has it been since you've been laid, man?
It's been October 93.
Wow.
No, not 93,
93.
2003.
Come on.
2003.
But before that, it was 93. I went 10 years, which when I think back about it, I missed my best years of sex.
But you're already,
My
dude, you're
20s.
already 2.5 years into your next 10 years.
I know. I was thinking, maybe my 30s I'll make up for it. But so far, I haven't.
We were talking
You
in the
going blind
office.
yet or what?
What'd you do? I told you to shave off that mustache you did, but
I
what
trimmed
happened
it.
to what happened to your little goatee?
I trimmed it a little bit.
You
Is that
did
what
too
you...
much. You need a lot of help.
Yeah, I know. I'm a
Hey,
mess.
Howard, that did that makeover. Didn't that help him out?
Yeah, he looks a lot better, but
thanks.
he's
But
already
let me
screwing
ask him
up.
something. He says it's been since 2003. And in 2003, how many times did you get it?
Just from one girl about probably 3 times.
Wow.
She must feel good hearing this.
Yeah, really.
I'm the one sucker.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with me?
I'm the one idiot who fell for it.
You're my victim.
We were in the office and we were talking. We think that Richard's actually gone to this bizarre place where he prefers the company of himself to the company of a woman.
Yeah, I believe
And
that.
we said, like, okay, if you had the choice this weekend to hook up with, what's that steel chick that you like? On your
Crystal Steel.
Crystal
Yeah.
Steel, or a very good-looking, but not top of the line, but a very good-looking fan of the show, what would you do?
Well, go with Crystal Steel.
Yeah, she's experienced.
Well, why
she
not?
knows what she's
I mean,
doing.
that's not the choice.
A real woman.
Here's the
No, you
choice.
go with a real woman.
All right, you got a choice tonight. There's a girl out there. She's a 4. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 4.
Yeah.
Really sweet girl, nice. She's got a bit of a gunt. she's got some pimples.
She got cankles.
On a scale of
and
1
she's got cankles.
on a scale of 1 to
Pretty
200,
face.
she's a 180.
Pretty face,
But a
and
killer
and she's about 35 pounds overweight. Okay,
Oh, God.
or go home and just yank it to one of your pornos.
Okay, see, that's going to be a situation where if she's not totally gorgeous, I'm going to have to get to know her for a little bit and like her personality.
What if she's a 7 and she's a real person?
7? No, he's there.
A 7,
Anyone
I'd
would
be
be
there.
6.
Yeah.
But she's I mean, at what point would you go for whatever steel over a real human being? Why would you do
Why
that?
don't you just go out and get laid?
You know what, Richard? Do this. Go to the supermarket, get 2 apples, 2 cantaloupes, and a head of lettuce, and make
Hey,
a
how
shake.
about this?
Yeah, I was going to say, what other vegetables or fruits does he need to make a
How
woman?
about this for a different way of looking at it? The guy's incredibly secure. He can go to the Chinese restaurant himself. He didn't need like me. I'm the worst. When I was single, I couldn't go 20 minutes without a girl, and not because it can't be a sex need. It's because I need someone to hold my hand and take me through life.
You need your security
Babysitter.
blanket.
Yeah, my security blanket.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy's healthy. He doesn't need that.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
there's a little, there's going too far. There's you are the wrong end of the spectrum.
And he's at the other.
he's
I'm
the
at
wrong end of the
way
spectrum.
other end,
Right.
Yeah. Well, after 10 years, after going without for 10 years, I really learned to enjoy being with myself and being by myself, and I got used to it. And I was like, if I'm going to go 10 years without, when I finally do get laid, I'm going to make sure it's like the most amazing looking chick, one of the most
I would
amazing
love
I've ever
to see
seen.
this girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was
man.
really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was worth the wait, but it's like,
Yeah, but in a band, you should be able to get girls.
Make a chick and then
That
turn her
point.
into a nice salad.
And you should be able to get hot
Smack
chicks
at
in
the
a band.
That's right.
see,
What do you want, Dan?
Yeah, I don't know what it is with Richard because I don't think he's that bad looking of a guy. We joke around. I was out with this girlfriend of mine the other night. We were watching a band play, and she was checking out the drummer. She was not particularly hot for this guy, but she's like, drummers are so hot. A guy can go from being a 1 to being a 10 just by being a hot drummer, just the way they move.
Yeah,
the way
that's
they work
got to
the drums.
happen once in a while.
Absolutely.
And I said to her, Richard is one of the greatest metal drummers ever out there. Richard, who I work with. She goes, oh, but not him.
How good he is.
You know what I think does it too for a lot of chicks is like this accent, and I think
Yeah.
I'm too nice too. I mean, Robin probably knows that. Like, if you're real nice to a woman, they're going to consider you more of a
No,
friend.
nice is
than-
good. They like that. Creepy is what they don't like.
No. He goes, you know what Ganji does, where he talks you beyond
Right.
the point where you think of him as a guy, he becomes your friend.
chair for you.
See, I do that. I pull out chairs for women.
All right, listen.
Maybe
You
I got a guy
You'll
for
get a
you.
girl. Don't worry. It'll
Hey,
happen.
Howard.
Yeah.
I don't understand. He's on the show. He can't get laid. He was in, a metal band. He got Double A walking around with his car with your picture on it. He gets laid like no tomorrow.
See, I don't try and use things. When I was a drummer, I never went up to a girl and said, "Hey, do you know I'm a big drummer in a metal band?"
You know what? That's
But
just
why
foolish.
wouldn't you?
I know I should. But
Why become a drummer in a metal band?
No, but I got to figure traveling around with the band and doing press and
Absolutely.
chicks do come to the concert.
yeah, they do. I just never could get past that point of just talking to them and say, "Hey, let's go," in the back.
Well, whatever. All right.
Look,
We're
when
not
I
going to get
close
to
the
the bottom
deal.
of it today.
Richard, when I got a job on the show, I walked into the bar with a megaphone and said, "Only one drink. I don't want to be hungover tomorrow on the Howard Stern show."
I should get a T-shirt or something. Huh?
Even I've told girls I'm a drummer in a metal band. I've gotten laid. All right. Thank you, Bobo. Thank you,
All right,
Richard.
man.
All right. Bye-bye.
I'm the greatest metal drummer ever. Iced Earth.
All right, I got to play you this, and then Beetlejuice is stopping by, Gilbert Godfrey's stopping by. We have a bunch of things to get to, but I got to play you this. Oh, but maybe I'll play it when we get back. You know how Sal and Richard busted Gary the retard's balls the other day
Yes.
by putting him back on hold every minute? Well, this now continues because Gary called to Gary keeps calling to complain that he was put on hold.
Uh-huh.
And so they hooked him up with the Rosie O'Donnell retard tapes
Oh, no.
so he could complain.
Oh, I
So
can't wait to hear
we have
that.
Gary the retard talking to Rosie O'Donnell as a retard.
All right.
And that goes horribly wrong. I was going to move into that right now, but I see commercial break.
Yeah, poor Gary.
Poor Rosie.
See, I think I'm going to do fine in the new place with no commercials, or few commercials.
Sure.
Because I hate breaking for commercial. I could keep going for 4 hours and leave.
I understand that, but every once in a while you need time to set up something.
I do?
I don't know. I'm just, sometimes when we're having something live in here, you might want to break down for a second just so they can set up.
Yeah, there's certain acts come in here. You need to set up the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
You mean for when the guy gets vomited on by the girls and you have to lay plastic down on the floor? Or when the guy farts and moves his bowels on the floor?
My favorite is walking in here in the morning and Brian Phelan is duct taping plastic to the floor.
I know to clear out. Whenever I see them rolling out the plastic, you don't want to be here.
we're in for a good show when you see the plastic come out.
Yeah. People are like putting hazardous waist suits on. And
Right. They got the yellow tape. Looks like a murder's going to happen.
We had one. There's a camera guy that they hired to do the handheld sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was a bit where me and Benji were throwing, I don't know, Bavarian cream donuts at some guy. Benji kept missing it, and the camera guy. At the end, Gary said, "Look at the camera guy. He looked like he just went through like Willy Wonka's factory." Yeah, and he was sitting there with an $80,000 camera with cream on it. It's all over his eyes, and he's just looking at Benji shaking his head.
Not bad enough you get, cream all over you and sticky crap, but it's Benji doing it to you.
And then they thought Benji was doing it on purpose, but he denies it.
Yeah.
He's not that good at aim. He said.
Whenever the plastic and the duct tape goes up, I go, man, it looks like in Silence of the Lambs when that guy has the girls in the bottom of the pit.
Right.
And we're just waiting for something really bad to happen.
Right. We're prepared when the bad thing happens.
Yeah, I got a memo yesterday. Some of the guys had ideas for some, I don't know, was it Beetlejuice? What were those like doing horrible, things to women? Like having Beetlejuice lick off.
Those would probably be Sal memos. Cause usually the Sal memos are the anti-woman ones.
And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think there's enough duct tape and plastic to put in the studio for that idea.
Really? That messy it was going to be.
It's like a murder scene.
Let's nail her feet to the floor. What do you think?
Yeah, right. This is a sick, perverted,
I take sandpaper to their ass, and then I pour some lighter fluid, and then I throw a match. What do you think? What do you think? Gary, I'm not mad. What are you talking about?
Sal, we can't do this bit. Why? Because it's not 14th century Bavaria.
It's illegal.
Okay, I chew some worms. Then I spit in their nose. What do you think?
Yeah, because murder's illegal.
Oh, come on.
Did you hear about the new murder laws about 400 years ago?
And then he wanted to dress up like a black. People say Sal looks like Beetlejuice.
Put on blackface.
He's going to put on blackface. And why would he do that? It's so elaborate. I mean, who cares?
I'm sure that won't be offensive.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about how weird and angry Sal can be. So we went over contest entries yesterday from a lard ass to a hard ass.
Yeah.
Boy, I've never seen a man so angry at women. I said to him, I go, do you have sisters? He goes, yeah, 3. I go, do they have any clue how angry you are? You just turn on the tape, and it's like, you know, the F and C word, turn that pig off, you know, she should die. I mean, like, not even the clever stuff. She should die. You were being creepy yesterday.
What do you mind, Bowie?
Wait, Will, Jason, anybody come in and tell me if you heard what I heard?
I just used basic slang that we were having pizza, we were drinking, and I just said a few comments. I'm not angry at women.
You had something to say about every single person that was up there, and all of it was
I could say that.
Like things like, he goes, I'd like to spit on her.
He's like, yeah, I'd rape her. That was his approval.
Oh.
That was a great, I'd like to rape her.
Wow.
It was exactly like that mass murderer. He didn't want to date her. He just wanted to rape her.
You got some issues, dude.
I have no issues, Howard.
Spit on women?
Yeah, but spitting is hot. I mean, to me, it's hot.
No, it's not.
Are we going to find out one day that, you know, we actually employed a serial killer?
I'm not a serial killer. I'm
He goes to those booths in Times Square. That's pretty close.
I think we're finding out today, Rob.
Yes, Richard.
Sal watches the angriest porn, too.
Yeah, oh, my God.
He was watching one yesterday, and I can't even describe what was going on, but it was.
What was happening?
Oh, it was a girl. They sat down a girl. They got her all naked. He goes, oh, you think you're hot and everything? She goes, yeah. He goes, what are you? And she goes, a porn star. He goes, no, you're not. You're a whore. He goes, I got a special gift for you.
Yeah.
And a black dwarf comes out of the closet.
So you're into humiliating chicks.
Oh, so this
And
is
the black
funny-
dwarf is mean, too.
The black dwarf has to stand up on the ledge of the couch so he can position himself properly.
Yeah.
And she has him. He says things to her like, did you ever think when you were in high school this is where you would end up, you know? And then he'll say something like, he goes, the cameras are off. What's your real name? And she'll say the real name. He goes, the cameras are on, you stupid whore.
Stupid whore, right? Yeah. And then what does he do? Does he have, like, nasty sex with her?
Super nasty. Well, what he'll do is he'll ask her something. He goes, do you want to do that? And she'll go, no. He goes, midget, do that to that whore now. Like, whatever she says no to,
Yeah.
they
How
make
can
her
they do that?
Because they're paying the whore.
Be-
She probably signed some kind of release.
They can do it. They can do it because this woman really loves crack.
Sal's got a big smile on his face the whole time he's watching.
There's only one thing that really. There's only one thing that really turned me off. It kind of like.
Yeah, let's hear what turned you
Yeah,
off.
really.
I got to know.
It creeped me out.
All right, let me hear.
There was this chick yesterday I was watching. She was so hot. Remember,
Yeah,
Christy?
yeah.
Oh man! And then in the end, they're all done, and her mascara's all over her. She looks like she was just dragged through a toilet, you know, dunked in and out, the works. And this is where I'm at my peak. Like, I'm ready to go.
My dream.
Yeah.
That part didn't turn him off.
I'm ready to make the glaze here. So, anyway, he goes, look up the camera, you whore. And he goes, are you proud of yourself? She goes, yeah. He goes, you going to go home and tell your dad about this? And she goes, my dad doesn't watch this. And he goes, oh. He goes, then why don't you tell your son about it? I'm like, oh, my God. It was just to see that lady.
You mean for a second you actually saw her as a human being?
Yeah.
Oh.
For a brief
See,
second.
they ruined it.
Wait a minute, you were ready to go and Richard was there?
No.
Well, he doesn't have a problem with that.
Wait, but you just said Richard, remember this? And I'm
Well,
like, I'm
he
ready
invited
to go.
me to the booth.
He invited Richard to go down to the booth.
Yeah.
And
There's
he's
nothing
been
wrong with
watched
that.
before.
We're buddies.
Would you guys, have you ever shared a booth with a guy? Like when two guys are in one booth?
Back in the days in Wall Street, like 3 or 4 at lunch would go hit the booth.
Holy
Together you would
mackerel.
fit in one booth?
One time a girl went.
And watched you guys?
No, we don't watch each. I mean, one time this girl, she was a
Dude,
cold
you're like
caller.
Bob Crane. You ever see that movie, The Hogan
Yeah.
Hero Guy?
I tell you, one time I went to the booth. This was real
You
weird.
wait a second. You went to a booth with like a couple of your buddies, and
Yeah,
you're
like-
all in the booth doing it?
Those booths
No,
are
not in
small,
the same
too.
booth. You know, there's a whole string of booths.
Howard, understand something. Wait a second. Understand, Howard, it's a circle, right?
Right.
It's
So
like the men's room.
a window goes up and down. So when the window goes up,
You see everybody.
you can see everyone else in their window.
Right.
Were you guys
see the guy
talking
on
to
the
each
other
other?
side, he said.
One time my head almost got stuck because there's a timer. So I stuck my head in the window and the plastic thing came down.
Bonk in the head?
Yeah, it got me in the head and it wedged my head a little bit. So thank God I got it out in time. I think I would have been decapitated.
Hey, you could have had a big lawsuit. You know how many 25 senses they get all day?
Those were the good old days.
You were going to say one time, you were about to tell us one of your
Oh,
disgusting-
one
What's it
time.
cost to go to a booth?
For me, $2, I'm done.
Right.
You know, now that you can slide the dollars in, you don't have to get the coins from the Indian guy, and that's the most humiliating part. Because you want to get in, you want to get out real quick. You know, you got the whole walk, you're looking down at your shoes, you walk real fast, but then you have to stop to the Indian guy, go, give me tokens. And then
Yes, loser.
Give me tokens.
Here's your jerkin token.
The tokens are always greasy, so it's...
Of course.
Oh, it's bad.
Here's Ronnie.
We make them boil the tokens.
I got a theory on this whole thing with him.
Yeah.
So I heard Sal has a really hot wife.
Yeah. Has anyone seen Sal?
Yes, I have.
Is she hot?
Yeah,
I've
she's
met her.
really it's been 6 or 7 years, but she was adorable.
Yeah, I remember meeting Sal's wife and wondering why she was married to him.
I met her at a gig in November, and she's very pretty.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's my theory, okay? Sal watches movies like this because this is what happens to him. It's a reverse situation. She yells at him and constantly tells him what to do.
Right.
So he likes to watch girls get humiliated all the time.
You know what? Ronnie's got something there.
Like the night he wanted to stay at your apartment, he had to go home and throw the garbage out. He couldn't stay in the city because she called him from L.A.
Right.
Because he had to go home and throw the garbage out. She called him and told him, you can't stay in the city. You got to go home and throw out that garbage.
So he's angry with women.
He's angry with women.
His mother probably did the same thing.
He might even be gay.
Right.
I was walking by the Howard.
The guy might be gay.
Why would you
How
say
does
gay?
anger and gay go hand in hand?
Because he goes to the
Because you're
booth?
angry.
Because he goes to the
No,
booth?
but I love
You're angry at women.
No, I'm
You're
not.
angry
I
at
love
women.
Well,
women.
he's so angry at women, he's going to show them by
You wanna
being with guys.
You want to see them get punched and beat and
No,
dragged
I
through
don't like
toilets
that.
and everything? You do. You said you were watching it.
I like humiliation, but not pain. Like, I have a fantasy where I want to take a girl into a tub
Right.
and, you know, the works on her. You know what I mean? But then, here's my fantasy. The plumbing is busted.
Right.
So she goes to turn the shower to clean off, but she can't me on.
Sal, come on.
It's sort of like me putting my stamp on, like, get out, you whore!
Wow.
Smell like a pig. I mean, that's what I like. But
See,
I'm
that's
not...
what- this is where
You're
it's
not
at.
angry?
No, it's not anger. Just,
He wants to yell at his wife like that, but he can't.
Why'd you do that to your wife?
Howard, I will tell you this. I will tell you. I walked by
and then
Sal's.
she kicked his
I want to
ass.
yell, smell like a pig, whore, and you're not angry?
on my wife's birthday, Howard, I said to my wife...
How do you not see you're angry with women?
Howard, it was my wife's birthday. I'm laying in bed, and she's getting ready for bed, and I tap the pillow, tap, 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 and she goes, it's my birthday. For tonight, that's what I don't want.
Oh. Her birthday gift was not having sex
Her
with
birthday
you.
gift was not having sex with me.
How could you be married when your wife feels that way about you?
But we have some good times.
I'll tell you. Howard,
You remember the good
Yeah,
times?
go home and throw the garbage out and have some really good times.
Name the last good
Don't you have a
time.
car to change? Come
Name,
on, get out of here.
name the last good time you had with her.
2 nights ago, really good.
Yeah.
what'd you do?
Made her go home smelling like a pig.
What I do, I
Go home and smell like a pig. I am home.
Does she buy into any of your fetishes or no?
No, she just thinks she goes, look, she goes, I don't want anything to do with you and your weirdo crap and she calls it the Jerry Springer Trailer Trash Radio Show. She goes, leave me out of that garbage. I want nothing to do with it.
Do you ever, does she realize you go to the booths?
Yeah.
Or do you go home and tell her that's just made up for the year?
Yeah, I said, look, it was a long time ago, and I'm just fast forwarding, you know.
Right.
Hey, can I
She doesn't realize you go there now.
I don't
He
go
asked
there
me
now.
2 weeks ago.
Can I tell you one funny story about him too? You know, his wife.
Isn't it sad you gotta lie to your wife? Like your wife's the last person to really know who you are. That's what sucks about marriage.
Yeah.
Your wife can't know who you are.
No, she can't.
They don't want to know.
She knows now.
Oh, they'd never marry you if she actually knew who Sal was. She wouldn't be married to
We
him.
know you better than your wife does.
And we
you
don't
can't
want
even
anything to
tell-
do with you.
You can never tell your wife your fantasies and your sexuality.
You know,
and
every time my wife says, you don't talk to me, we're in the car. As soon as you express yourself, they start breaking your balls.
Right.
I go, that's why I don't talk to you.
That was the wrong thought to
right.
have.
You know, every time you express yourself to these people, they start yammering away. My eardrums start rattling. I'm like, shut up. What do you want me to say? You know, if I talk, I'll incriminate myself. That's why I don't talk. What the hell's it talking about? I want to strangle you? You drive me crazy? I'm in a house with 3 kids that don't shut the hell up every time I get home. You want me to say that? No, and then I don't get laid on top of it.
I will tell you, Howard. I walked by his desk one day, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking to his wife on speakerphone.
Yeah.
She could give it to him, but I'm
tape
Oh,
that.
God, you got to tape
She
that
could
for
kick
us.
some
You gotta
ass.
tape that, so.
I don't know.
What was she saying?
it just was. She's got a very firm voice, and you could tell it's a whole thing because he's Mr. Big Stuff in here, but he's like, and she was just. I can't remember what it was about. I walked by.
Firmer than Scott the Engineer's wife?
It's on that level.
Wow.
It was about the booths.
Oh, yeah?
She says, you know,
this
I
is
got
why he watches movies like that.
Yeah.
She said, I have to go to school, I have to pick up our son, and look at their mothers, and then their mothers look at me and say, here's the lady married to that perverted psycho who goes to the booth. She goes, is that, you know, and I see your son on the swings playing with kids, and I look at my boy and go, his father is some psycho pervert on the Howard Stern show that goes to booths with people.
Yeah,
I don't want
guess
this.
What?
She goes, keep me out of this life. I go, I'm not asking you to be in it. I mean, what do you want from me?
Right.
I'm just doing my thing. This ain't The View. This ain't Barbara Walters. This is Howard Stern.
You aren't Star Jones.
But I love my wife. I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't want to come off as somebody who doesn't like my wife.
I always thought of Sal as Star Jones.
No, you're not coming off like that at all.
Howard, he's got another weird dynamic going on in this whole world.
Like, if your wife was really your soulmate, she'd go to the booths with you.
Yeah, but these guys, you guys wind up with
Go to
women
the gas chamber with me.
who don't want you.
Yeah, you know.
They want this imitation you make up to get them.
Did you guys ever watch porn together, or do you try to get her to watch those movies?
See, your wife would do the things for you that you want that would make you never go to the booth. That's what's not happening.
Right.
I don't mind. I enjoy going to the booths. I don't mind.
Why? You enjoy going to the
I
booth
get a kick out of
to be the guy that you can't be at home.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's my alter ego is, you know, psycho
How many
pervert.
guys are at the booths when you go?
There's a lot of a lot of guys in suits, but you never see their faces because you know you make like a visor with your hand and you look
Right,
down.
you haven't recognized.
You move real quick.
It's shameful.
Yeah, it's really shameful.
Do you walk out with your head down when you walk out the door?
Oh, real fast.
Hey, Casanova, that's another dollar.
I got to ask another question because I know nothing about the booths.
Hey, guess what? The plumbing broke, pig.
Let me ask you something. What is the $2? What, I mean,
Oh, because I'm done with $2.
$2.
In increments of quarters.
It's increments.
That's probably like 10
but
minutes.
that's what I don't know.
quarter
What.
3 minutes.
It's 3.5 minutes a buck.
I
7
see.
minutes I'm done,
Okay.
and I try to time it where I'm down to the last second.
Oh, really? Get all your money's worth.
Hey, can I tell you
Way
what?
to go, Prince Charming. 3 minutes.
New record.
3 minutes of bliss.
Hey, I want to call my daughter. Your dreamboat just arrived.
Are you single? My daughter would like to go out with you. My regards to your wife.
Listen, is this
Sal,
my
can
daughter?
I
Your
gotta ask
dreamboat just docked on the west side.
What is it, Ronnie?
Didn't she know what you were like when you guys started going out?
No, see, and that's enough.
'Cause when
No,
you-
she didn't.
When you start going out, it's like you're so into the chick.
Yeah,
and
you
you're
don't
just-
Not
fart in
only
front
start
of her.
going out, you keep it up.
Right.
That's the problem. I can't. That's why I'm at the booths, Robin. She can't
No,
keep it
I
up.
mean you keep up this ruse until
Right.
you get them that you're some great guy.
She says to me sometimes, like, she goes, if I only knew who I was getting involved with, I swear to God, I never would have married you. And I said,
And had kids with you.
yeah, and I said, go ahead, get the hell out. Here's your, you know, but that to me is a mean thing to
Yeah, I
say
mean,
to
don't
somebody.
forget, she owns half of everything you have,
Exactly.
Sal. So
And that's
she's
why
a
I
wealthy
love her.
woman.
Howard, you want to hear another wacky thing he goes through? So his wife has, I think it's a cool thing. His wife has a bunch of brothers, and they're tough guys.
Right.
And I think Sal's even afraid of a couple of them.
Well-
so after the last Boots discussion,
Yeah.
the family party that weekend, Sal was really worried about what was going to be. So his wife's brother at Sal's house comes over, he walks right up, puts his arm right on Sal, and he goes, I was listening to the radio, I turned it off. Otherwise, I'd have to kill you.
This is my son's birthday party. I have to
kill you.
Hey, let me take the break because I got to play
I
the Gary
could
the
listen to
Retard.
Sal's life all
Me too.
day.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good about mine.
Thank you. Just for the record, I love my wife. It's all good.
Yeah, Sal likes
It's like a
angry,
mantra.
angry porn, man.
Hey, dude, it's free if you squeegee.
Hey, Richard, let me ask you something. You don't find the porn he likes hot at all?
No, not really. I'm more into
That's
kind of
Richard.
romantic porn. Yeah.
That's the drummer from Demons and Wizards.
High standards.
How do those places in Times Square even make money? Like $2? I mean,
Howard, they're packed, man.
Yeah.
They're packed.
You ever see anybody in there you know?
Okay, so here's just one quick story.
He's always got a story.
don't you think guys would just like buy porno and bring it home?
He can't watch it at home, though.
Wife
They're
and
busted.
kids, how can I watch
And
it?
some of the stuff is live, you know how.
You should do what I did. Get a locked room.
Yeah, well, I was in my basement once, and I tripped over a can of paint when my wife came in the house.
That's not romantic.
Kill yourself now.
You should build your own booth at home.
That's what I did. I had electronic door. I had electronic locks on my door.
So you went through the
Sal would want
photography.
tokens and everything, so it'd be like the real thing.
Is the live show ever just the Indian guy with a wig?
I had like a whole beat-off room.
That's awesome.
I built my basement was awesome, right,
Hey,
Gary? You used to see it.
But I always
And
wanted
I had a
to...
big screen TV, and I put electronic bolts on the doors because I didn't want my wife and kids walking in when I was doing it. But I had a dog door for my dog to get in and out. And
Because the dog didn't bother you.
yeah, and then one of my kids, when she was real young, crawled through the dog door to get in.
Oh, no.
And but luckily, I wasn't doing
What-
it. I was actually conducting business in the office.
I never understood how you explained to your family the electronic locks. What was the premise of that?
Well, because I didn't want the kids walking in when I was working, when I was doing business.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was on the phone. I was getting interrupted a lot when I was making my mega millions. You know, making my big deals.
Monkey business.
But not everybody has, the resources or the space
Right.
you have.
That's true.
Hey, Howard, have you ever had an incident where you made a mess, and it just gets out of control? You got,
Yes.
it gets on your keyboard and the dishes.
I wrote about that in my second book.
I had
With a guy.
They make covers for keyboards.
Sal,
you
remind
would
me not
know
to
that.
remind me not to check my email at your house.
One time I had Howard. One time I had.
Richard Christie has a splash guard on his keyboard.
Howard, salad guard.
Oh, yeah, salad guard.
Got a squeegee.
I went over to the salad place. And
Yeah, he's having sex.
I got it from Aurora Rogers. It was going out of business.
He's having sex with a salad. Why not?
It's got a crouton dish on the side.
hey, Karen, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
This is Karen. I'm one of the girls that sent in a tape from the lard ass competition.
Yes.
You should just let us box Sal. Let us take turns kicking his ass.
You'd probably like that.
He liked that.
I would.
Yeah.
What do you look
He
like?
would. What do I look like?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little chunky. I could lose the 15 pounds.
Big loser!
Yeah, sit on me. You want to hurt me? Sit on me, you fat pig.
Poor pig loser.
If we saw her tape yesterday, I don't know if we did, but if we did, 10 seconds after it was in, so I was like, pig, get this pig off.
Let me hear you oink, you whore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Come on, give me a little oinky.
All right.
Sal! Oink, oink, Sal. Let me come kick your ass, buddy.
All right, Karen,
You're
later.
so mean.
Hey, let me take the break, and then I'll play Gary the Retard arguing with Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
And you know who's here is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice has to come in and say hi. Gilbert Gottfried's going to say hello. It's going to be a big show today. As soon as we get away from Sal and his sex life. We'll be back right after these words.
Listen, I'm calling you in advance. I'm doing the right thing. This is what's going on today. They're doing something called it's the Wheel of Sex. And they have a girl coming in. Now, they were going to have Benji dip his ass in whipped cream. If it lands on it, he dips his ass in whipped cream and he pushes his ass in the face of the girl.
Right.
Benji can't do it. They asked me if I could do it. I said, let me call my wife in advance.
I really don't want you to do that, no.
I'm just putting my ass in whipped cream with cherries.
Those are my feelings. I say no. Do what you want. And I knew this was going to be an issue. It's going to be an every time thing. It annoys me. I don't like that behavior. It's not for me. I don't like it. If you think it's fine and it's no big deal, then you do it. I don't know what to tell you. Would you want me to shove my ass in some guy's face?
For the sake of comedy,
It doesn't matter. So it wouldn't matter.
it's not my ass. There's whipped cream separating us.
Okay. So if I put whipped cream on my ass and shove it in somebody's face, you wouldn't care?
If it was a joke type of thing, like a bachelorette party, I wouldn't care.
Oh, okay. So at a bachelor party, I could do that. Okay.
I'm just telling
I'm
you.
just telling you. That's what you're telling me. It doesn't. You don't like it when it's the other way around, though.
I said it's fine the other way around.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm doing the right thing. I'm calling you in advance. You don't want to...
And when I tell you my feelings, that's what happens. You tell me I shouldn't feel how I feel. And then you try to convince me otherwise. You ask me how I feel, I tell you, and then you tell me I shouldn't feel that way.
I'm telling you, they want me to dip my ass in whipped cream and have
Well,
a
if
girl...
they want you to jump off the building, are you going to do that?
If they want me to.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty stupid.
We got to get her on the show.
She's great.
Yeah.